7 of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence were from Virginia. Their names were Thomas Jefferson, Richard Henry Lee, Francis Lightfoot Lee, George Wythe, Thomas Nelson, Carter Braxton, and Benjamin Harrison. Thomas Jefferson had a very important part in the making of the Declaration of Independence. He, in fact, wrote it. Before he wrote and signed the document, Thomas Jefferson was a part of the House of Burgesses, was an inventor, and was a governor. Martha was his wife, and she sadly died while Jefferson was at the Second Continental Congress. 4 of the 6 children that he had with Martha ended up dying some years later. After he signed the Declaration, Thomas became an ambassador and was sent to France to ask for money. After the war, Thomas Jefferson was elected as the Secretary of State and served as the Vice President and then the President of the United States of America. He invested much of his late years' time into reading books. He had so many books that his giant library became much of what now is the Library of Congress. Thomas Jefferson was a great man with many biblical values and is quoted as having said, "I am a Christian in the only sense in which he wished anyone to be, sincerely attached to his doctrines in preference to all others, ascribing to himself every human excellence, and believing he never claimed any other." Richard Henry Lee is personally my favorite signer because his speech at Congress proposed the independence from England and the creation of the Declaration of Independence. Richard started out by becoming part of the Virginian legislature, and when he was elected as one of Virginia's representatives to the Second Continental Congress, he became a president of it. While there, he gave his phenomenal speech. He then had to go back home and wasn't able to vote for his own proposal, although he did sign it. After the war, Richard became a senator and died in 1794. Richard Henry Lee said, "A government cannot flourish without virtue in people." Richard had a brother. His name was Francis Lightfoot Lee. Like his brother, Francis was a part of the House of Burgesses and later became a member of the legislature. Sadly, his wife, Rebecca, never had children. After signing, he obtained vital supplies for the American troops with his own money. John Adams said that Francis Lightfoot Lee was a man of sound judgment and inflexible perseverance in the cause of his country. George Wythe was a lot of things. He was a lawyer, a member of the House of Burgesses, a mayor, and a professor. Sadly, both of his wives that he married died as well as his only son. After the war, George influenced the ratification of the Constitution. As a professor, he taught some of the future presidents of America. Thomas Jefferson said that George Wythe's virtue was of the purest tint. Thomas Nelson was part of the House of Burgesses, was a member of the legislature, and was a governor. When taxes became ridiculous, Thomas had his own tea party in Virginia and threw 2 chests of tea into the ocean. After he signed the Declaration, he became general for the American Army. Shortly after the war ended, he started suffering from strokes and sadly died from one in 1789. Carter Braxton, when called to the Second Continental Congress, was not sure if he would vote for and sign the Declaration of Independence, but he eventually did. During the war, Carter supplied the American Army with salt, blankets, and uniforms. After the Revolution, he became a member of the legislature like Thomas Nelson. Braxton started to grow poor and died right before he would have gone to the debtor's prison. Benjamin Harrison was the last signer from Virginia. He, like almost all the other signers, was a part of the House of Burgesses. One time, he picked up John Hancock and put him on the president's seat. During the war, this funny man established the Defense Department, the Navy Department, and the State Department. We, the people of America, need to realize what these signers were willing to do for our freedom. We also need to start honoring their sacrifice, too. This is Dominic McCauley with the Institute on the Constitution, bringing you your American history.